So like you know, I've been with you for a couple weeks now. My name is Miguel Duarte, and today we're going to be going over connectives review. So I really want you guys to learn this thoroughly because, like Ginger said before, it will really help your writing. It'll help it be more complex. You'll get higher scores on your tests, and you'll do very well overall. People will be more impressed. So before we start, I want you guys to think about the train that she was talking about earlier. So I'm going to start drawing it out over here just a little bit, just so you guys can get the idea, so we can use the board and the PowerPoint at the same time. I think that'll be very good. And I'm not a very good artist, so please hold your comments until the end. This is the starting of the train, okay? So right now we're starting a presentation, so we're just at the starting of the train going on. Alright, let's try to go to the next one, see what we got to review. Okay, cause and effect. So we're going to be talking about cause clauses first. So cause clause markers. We all know because and due to, and we know because of and due to the fact that. But we have to make sure we know the differences. We can't put subjects and nouns, sorry about that, subjects and verbs and objects together with a because of when it needs to be next to a because. So those are common mistakes, and just so you guys know, I have some examples up here. So technical terms, it's in your book. You can see on page 27 that you're at right now. It's due to the phrasal prepositions. They are followed by a noun object. So just a noun, simple terms, just follow it with an object. So who wants to read the first example? All right, Diamond. Because, this one.
Because of the review, I was not able to pass the grammar test.
And hopefully you'll be able to say this later. Okay, so who wants to read the second one? Okay.
Due to circumstances beyond my control, this will be my last class.
Yeah, and this will be my last class here with you guys, just so you know, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah, you guys are just saying that. Okay. So the second one is because and due to the fact of a little bit more complex. You need to think it a little bit more because you not only need an object, you need subject and verb as well. Yeah, you got it, Ivan. Alright, so it's also on your book, same page if you want to look at it. But the example I'm going to give you guys, who wants to read it? Okay, Ennis?
Because Ginger taught me well, I feel very confident about my grammar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not only for you guys, it's for me too, actually. Alright, let's go with the next one. Due to the fact that it's a little bit longer. Alright, go ahead.
Due to the fact that students should not park in the
Faculty?
faculty parking structure, I parked at visitor parking lots.
Alright, we all know this, right? Yeah. Just making sure you guys are not going to get tickets. Alright, next one. Now we're going to shift to effect. So we talked about clauses with cause, but now we're going to talk about the markers for effect. So these are a little bit different. They come in a different order. You guys are going to get the hang of it after this, hopefully. So, therefore and consequently, they both mean as a result. So that's an easier way to remember them. And they occur in the second of the two related sentences. So we have it in the second clause. It never comes in the first one. It's kind of a transition. Alright, so who can do the first one for us? Alright, Aziz?
I use transitions in my writing, therefore my art score greatly improved.
And this is true if you do use it, so keep that in mind. Alright, the next one. Can you do that? Okay.
It rained last night, consequently I didn't have to wash my car this morning.
Alright, yeah. And this is actually true for me. I did these before. I didn't know it was going to rain, but it did. And also, as you can see, we have semicolons and periods here. You should remember that, because using a semicolon, I think that will give you a big advantage too. Because even some native speakers don't use semicolons. So if you use them, it'll look really good. And you have a comma right after. Don't forget your comma. Alright, and then we have a different one. It's still the same meaning, more or less, but it's a conjunction. It's a fan voice. So the rule changes a little bit. You can't start out the sentence. You always have to have comma or two independent clauses. Yeah. So, who wants to read the example for this one?
I was running late for work, so I didn't change my shirt.
Yeah. This is a song, I don't know if you guys know it. It's kind of Turkish. Yeah. Alright. So we're going to move on to contrast. And before we do, actually, let me just draw what we've learned so you guys don't forget. So we have the, guys remember what we learned?
Yeah.
The two classes? What were they?
Cause
Cause and effect? Yes.
Cause and effect.
Thank you. So we're going to put a cause here and an effect here. And the transitions here, we're going to put
Yeah.
such like the come before the cause, so it's a marker. So I'm going to name one because, can you guys think of any other ones that we named? Because of. Therefore, actually,
Not so.
therefore was more over here. It's before the effect. So you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself, but you know it's a cause and effect, so that's good.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have because of, due to, and can anyone name me another one of these before an effect? Consequence, yes. Consequently.
So,
And
As
so,
a result.
seriously, oh yeah. You guys are just making your own now. Alright. So mark those down, we'll keep the train going after a while. But let's get back to
So we
contrast.
can start by default.
Which one?
I said before I didn't come. I didn't come to school. I
Um,
was sick.
No, you have to say I was sick first.
Therefore.
Yeah, and then therefore. Yeah, because it has to be a transition. You can't have transitions in the beginning. Alright, so contrast. Showing contrast, and we're going to be talking first about unexpected results. So we're not expecting this to happen, it's a surprise. The adverb clause markers, even though, although, and though are clause markers for contrast of unexpected results. So these are cause clause markers. That's a good phrase to remember, I think. Ginger taught me that one here. So, who wants to read the first one? Alright, go Aziz.
Even though Ginger was sick, she still came to school.
Yeah. It's the actual, these are all true sentences. Alright, so I'm going to call on someone. Misa, can you read the second one for me?
Although all the windows were open, the room was still hot.
Yes. I did not know the room was going to be hot, actually. It's just. Alright, go ahead.
though I was very nervous, I was able to overcome my fears.
Alright, yeah, and hopefully this is true for everyone.
Yes.
A little confidence. Alright, so the prepositions, despite and in spite of, and despite the fact of, or despite the fact that, and in spite the fact that, sorry, they're kind of long, but these are actual, also helpful, but also they have the rule that we start with because of and because, so it's, you still have to have the subject and the subject verb, so that can be a little tricky. You have a little marker though, the fact that, so it's a little familiar for you, I think. Alright, so who can do the first one? Go ahead.
I watched movies all night, despite my test the next morning.
I've done this a couple of times actually, so be careful.
Why there's no verb or subject?
After despite?
Yes, there's no preposition.
Yeah, there's no verb or subject after despite because it's not despite the fact that. Despite the fact that would require,
So we just need a noun.
yeah, so we just put a noun clause.
It was just
So-
a phrase.
Yeah, it's just a phrase. A phrase. So, yeah. Good point. Good catch. Alright, so the second one, who can read that one for me?
I went to Las Vegas in spite of the fact that I am not 21.
Yeah, it is surprising because in Las Vegas.
I did that.
You did that? Yeah, see, I did that. That's surprising actually. Because you can't drink, you can't gamble, can't really do much in Las Vegas if you're not 21, but some people still go. It's the experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're still going on unexpected results, just a couple more, so bear with me on this one. So the conjunctions, but anyway, but still, we went over these a little bit earlier. These are also marking for, is it quick, that's anyway. Okay, these are marking the result. So these are not the fact, these are the result again. So I'm kind of joining them differently from your book. Like Ginger said earlier, your book has them kind of grouped differently, but this one's is the same as the previous one, so you can remember it as costs before the costs. So, can anyone read the first one for me, or Dennis?
I have a goal there, but I don't expect it anyway.
Yeah. So the surprising thing is you still do the extra credit, even though your grade is fine. All right, you can read the second one for me. Better.
I saved a lot of money, but I still don't have enough for a new car.
Yeah. Yeah, cars are expensive here, so don't fuss out if you don't have enough. Who's the next one? I'll let Heather read it.
It's very early, yet everyone still enjoys coming to work.
Yeah, right? You're still just gonna be class, Alright, so we're gonna move to transitions, such as nevertheless, nonetheless, however, and still. So these are effect clause markers. So these come for the second part, not for the cost, but they show the result right afterwards. So, I know it's a little bit cut off in the last one, so we'll just go to number 1 and 2. Who can do the first one? Aziz?
It was 11 in the morning. Nevertheless, he ordered a beer.
Yeah. So here it's kind of weird to drink beer before noon. Yeah. So it's a little surprising there. So let me call on Chinatsu. She hasn't read any. So on the last one.
There was a big storm. Nonetheless, I went surfing.
Yeah. So if there's a big storm, you guys shouldn't go surfing, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great, Chinatsu. She's tough. Alright, so showing direct contrast. Now we're moving on to a different one, not unexpected results anymore. Now we're going directly different. So, the one your book gives you is while. So, while it's an adverb clause marker, it shows one thing is directly opposite from another, so it's total opposite. So, who can read the first one? Go ahead.
Mohammed is tall while Ginger is short.
Yeah, I think we saw this in class too. We compared your heights. Alright, so you get the basic gist of that one. But it's a conjunction that also shows one thing is the opposite of another, so it's the same thing, more or less same meaning, just it's a conjunction. So you have to be careful with how you phrase it. You have a comma before it, such as that. Okay, so you can read that one. I'll let us read it. Or I'll let the other. Yeah.
Chinatsu has long hair, but Aziz has short hair.
Yeah, just so you know we're talking about Aziz all the way. Alright, so however, and on the other hand, these are transitions. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of transitions by now, but these are just another couple for your list. And they show one thing is the opposite of another as well. So it's the same meaning, it's just different formatting. A lot of these words are going to have the same meaning as the previous ones. They just have to know how to write them differently. That's the trick of this. So, who can do the first example?
I have to read them.
Yeah, you have to, yes. Go ahead, Ines.
Ines is a student. I will not tell you the teacher.
Yes. So we have a little contrast going on there. Alright, so we have a second one. Who can do that one? Mohammed?
Ginger is talkative. Your brother, on the other hand, is quiet.
Yes. And Ginger told us about this one. It's the same story with me and my sisters, except they're the talkative ones. But for here, I want you to take note that for the on the other hand, there's some commas separating them, and take a notice of where it comes. It comes after the subject. So it's her brother, comma, on the other hand, comma, is quiet. Yeah. It's not on the other hand, her brother is quiet. It's a little positioned differently. It caught me by surprise too. I just want you guys to notice that also.
So it comes about after the subject,
Yeah, in commas. Yeah. You have to put it in little commas. So. All right.
Good question.
Let's move on to conditions. And since we're moving on to another one, we just go back to the train real fast. I don't know if this is gonna help you guys, but I just really want you to learn it. So don't hate me for it later. Let's see. We'll use spread for this one. So we had, what are the ones we did? Contrast, right?
Yeah.
And what was the first one we did?
Although, even though.
Yeah, although, even though.
And though.
But do you guys know what kind of contrast those are?
Ah,
What kind of them?
unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
a surprise. Unexpected. Unexpected. So although, even though. And then we had
Like conjunction.
the other one,
Conjunction.
the conjunctions.
Yeah, but
But yet.
But and yet, yes, we did have but and yet. But still. And then yet, still. Maybe not way too. Yet still. Yeah, we have these conjunctions also as well as the prepositions or transitions. And then contrast, what was the other contrast that we had? It wasn't
No, no.
unexpected. What was it?
You got that.
Direct.
It was, yeah, direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're close. So these are the two contrasts you should remember.
Yes.
Unexpected and direct. And you should also remember the words that go along with them. Do you guys remember any word direct?
When?
Yeah. When? While.
While.
Yeah, while. Yeah, you're close. While.
However.
However.
You can also use whereas.
Yeah, whereas. Right here. Let's write whereas for reference. Okay, and remember they have the same meaning, so don't really worry too much about them. Just worry about how you write them. Don't really worry too much about the meaning.
I can really
Yes.
They would say here, however, we belong to anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for catching that. However, it's unexpected result. I must have misheard you. Sorry about that. Okay. So, however, is actually unexpected.
It's both.
Yeah.
It can be both.
Oh, it can be both.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll put it in blue.
Ah, so it can be both.
Mhm.
All right, see, I'm learning something new too. So we weren't wrong. It can be also both. So I'm not feeding you lies. All right. So then, let's move on to our next one, conditions. So we can get to our activity hopefully. Conditions. That's the last one we went over. Otherwise and or else. So if and unless state conditions that produce certain results. Yeah. So for example, we can make the first one. Okay.
I will be able to buy a turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yes, and this is true. So if you still haven't bought your turkey, consider buying it soon. Alright. We can do the second one. Alright, Nat?
You won't be able to buy anything on Black Friday unless you arrive early.
Yes.
That's for hip bananas.
That's right. Just a heads up.
Black camera, so.
Yeah, so arrive early. Unless you arrive early, you won't be able to buy anything on Black Friday. So then otherwise and or else, they express the idea of if the opposite is true, then. And like Ginger said, this usually has a negative connotation with it. So let's go with the first example. Yes, Aziz?
you have to go to class, otherwise you won't learn the material.
Yes. So see, it's a little bit of a negative there. Otherwise, you won't learn the material. All right, so we can do the second, last one. All right.
We have to leave now, or else we won't catch the movie.
All right. So you guys know Catch the Movie, right? So when you get to a movie, yeah. All right. So now that we've gone through all the examples,
So,
yeah.
I have
Any questions? What's up?
which one is the best for us to write it and to use it in our writing?
to using your writing.
The first group was
The transition.
Yeah, transitions definitely. Yeah, transitions are more complex overall, and there are more different ways of writing them. So that is why definitely you want to pay more attention to those. Alright, so that's the end, and we can go ahead and do our activities now since we have a little bit of time left. So I'll just pass these out real fast and work with your partners and your pairs of twos.
Do you want to explain the activity?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll catch you on camera.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have activity we've already done before, so you guys already probably know. We're going to put two sentences together. If they don't make sense, then you know it's not logical. Even if they're grammatically correct, you want them to make sense. Like there's one here that says, George is fat. And there's like another one that says, so he lost his job. That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make like George is fat, so he started exercising. So we're going to have something of a logical sense with them. Alright. Put these right here for you. You guys can work together. And can I have someone help me pass these out actually? It'll go a lot faster. Yeah. Oh, this is going to help me out too. Just pass a couple of these out.
So which one?
Yeah, one pile for each group. Yeah, this one and for another group.
So every group has a pile? Why don't you guys go grab a group
so just give it to
for your partner?
So,
Yeah,
Sure, I'll be with her.
Yeah. It's right there.
Okay, thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.